Okay, children, hello. Well, today we are going to talk about the past simple, okay? Well, so we are going to use the past simple for actions that started and they finished in the past. Yes, they are completed actions that took place in the past. Okay, and children, we have to use some time expressions like in 1992, last week, last year, yesterday, when I was at school, 30 years ago, last summer, last week. Yes? Well, you have to remember the structure. When we use the affirmative of the past simple, we have to remember that we have regular and irregular verbs. So, if they are regular, you add the ed at the end of the verb. Yes? And then you have to remember that if they are irregular, they change completely, or they don't change, or they change a letter. So they are irregular, they don't follow a rule. So you have to remember them, okay? Don't worry, now we're going to do lots of exercises, so you're going to remember the irregular verbs. But it's very important to study in order to memorize them. Sometimes we have to learn things by heart, okay? Well, children, so in the affirmative, we use first the person, the agent, the doer of the action, and then the verb. If it is regular or irregular, yes, we have to use the verb in the past. And then the comment, the complement, what we want to say, yes? Children, if it is negative, I start with the subject, yes? Then didn't. Didn't is the auxiliary that I use in the past. That is, did not. Didn't, yes, I abbreviate it. And well, then the verb in the infinitive. I told you in our Zoom class that the verb, yes, after didn't, after the auxiliary, goes in the infinitive form, yes? And children, then what? The last part of the sentence, of course. In the interrogative, remember that we have two different kinds of questions. We have the yes-no questions or the WH or information questions. So, for the yes-no questions, like did you travel to Mar del Plata last year? Yes? So I start with did, the auxiliary, then the person, and then the verb in the infinitive. Did you travel? And if it is a WH word, I start where, who, what, why, yeah, with the WH word, and then did, and then the person and the verb in the infinitive. For example, where did you travel last winter holidays? Yes? Well, children, this is as regards the rules. I have some notes here that I want to share with you. Yes, in the case of the regular verbs, yes, in general you don't have problems because you add the ed. But you have to remember that if the verb finishes in e, like live, you add the only, of course. If the verb finishes in a vowel and the y, yeah, for example, play, you add ed, no problem. But if it finishes in the consonant and the y, for example, try, yes, you drop the y and you add I, ed. Then, if it is like the one syllable ending, for example, if you have one syllable and you have the single vowel and it ends in a single consonant, for example, like nod, you have to double the final consonant. For example, nod, nodded with double D. I forgot to tell you how to answer the yes-no questions. Yes, did you travel to Mar del Plata? Yes, I did. No, I didn't. And in the case of where did you travel? Oh, I traveled to Miramar. Yes, you have to answer in the past. I think it's very simple, but we have to study, yes, and practice the rules. Bye-bye, I love you. Mwah.